Guys, I think this was quite underrated victory by Slovenia.
For sure. For me, unexpected.
First of all,
victory.
you were claiming on every freaking podcast this week that Slovenia is for sure losing to Slovenia, to Israel. And you, of course, you were wrong.
Of course.
Israel was a really good team. Slovenia won, I would say, quite confidently. 106-96 with Luka with 4 fouls in the middle of the third quarter. And also just dropping 106 points against Israel is underrated as well. Because when you look at their previous games, they contained Iceland to 71 points, Poland 66, France 69, Belgium 89, and this was historically highest scoring game for Slovenia ever in the Eurobasket history, and this means a lot for them going forward in the Eurobasket bracket in the knockout stage.
So Israel was a very good team in the first games, not in all of them. They were especially good against France. When we did the reaction to that game, they played a very solid defense against the French guards. And this game, they weren't so solid. They were making a lot of mistakes and letting Slovenians shoot. And let's be fair, it was more like Slovenian offense that was unstoppable this game, because it's not just Luka who broke the at least this tournament's efficiency record, correct?
Yeah, 45 efficiency score.
He was also, of course, yeah. He
and
also,
plus 17 when he was on the court.
Yeah.
1 assist away from the triple-double.
And
37
for
points,
Luka,
11 rebounds, 9 assists.
This was the clutch plays that were very important too, because whenever it seemed like, okay, maybe Israel can get back in this game, Luka just killed that hope with those step-back three-pointers, a couple of those at the end of the game. And but more importantly, the other guys also provided offensively, because that was the issue in previous games. Actually, as soon as Luka was out of the game in the end of the third quarter, Slovenia not only held the lead, they even increased it. So, like in this game, Slovenia, for a little bit, but in this game, Slovenia actually played good as a whole team. Let's say not great. The defense was not good. The defense was bad, and Israel couldn't make their open 3-pointers. But offensively, they played pretty good.
I mean, when Luka went to the bench, it was like plus 13. And I think the lead trimmed to like 5 points or 6 points. But it did in a pretty long time. So Luka stayed on the bench for like 4 or 5 minutes. And I think that was super important, not losing the lead in like 2 minutes. They made some good defensive plays. And I was shocked really that Israel just couldn't attack Luka when he had 4 fouls. I don't know why they were trying to attack him in one-on-one situations, but not in the post near the rim, but just playing face-up one-on-one defense where other Slovenian guys can just help. And Luka, I think, stopped his primary defender in 4 possessions out of 5. And when you have 4 fouls and when you play defense like Luka in those situations, he was even showing how he's going to play defense like this, When in football, the defenders in the penalty area are trying to not get the penalty, the handball. So he was playing defense like this, and I was like, this can go really good. And instead, they just maintained the lead and even won by 10 points. So I don't know. Israel definitely could have done a much better job.
And Israel, they had Danny Avdija on their end providing all the scoring, 34 points, which is a great game by Danny Avdija. But that wasn't enough because all the other guys didn't really shoot well. Roman Sorkin, their secondary leader, let's say, 14 points, but 5 out of 18 from the field. That includes 1 of 5 from the 3.
A big
28%
guy,
from
big
the
guy
field.
who scores 14 points out of 18 shots is
not
ideal.
That's not ideal. Carrington at the end had some moments, but in general, I didn't see contributions from those guys that, let's say, in the game against France, they showed up. Today, they were lacking, and I think this is a big loss for Israel. They could have finished first in the group if they won this game.
It depends if you can describe it as a big loss, because when you watch at the bracket, Of course, it all depends on the tonight's results. And there is this crazy scenario where Italy wins the group C, and if they finish first, they face Israel in 8 finals. And then if you advance, you're facing one of Lithuania and Latvia. So when you think about it, and when on the opposite side of the bracket you have Serbia, Slovenia, Germany, France, most likely, that's quite insane. And you can actually get even Greece if they lose on that other side of the bracket. So we'll see. Maybe time will show that it was actually a good loss for Israel, because the path from D1 is way harder in the knockout stage than from D4, which sounds insane.
I just think they're not as bad as today might have showed, because I think Slovenia was not a favorable matchup to them. Or let's say Israel was a favorable matchup for Slovenia because they don't have a real center. Roman Sorkin is a power forward playing as a 5. Slovenia don't have that either. And other teams just overpower them in the paint. And Israel just couldn't do that. They couldn't grab defensive rebounds. Slovenia were getting a lot of easy shots in the paint, and I just think they match up pretty well, just covering, let's say, their weaknesses, especially against Israel. So I don't know if we can actually say, Israel was good for the first couple of games and now they're not irrelevant anymore.
No, they're not irrelevant, but they had a bad game. They didn't shoot the ball well. Essentially, they had so many open threes that if they made, they would have probably won this game.
But I would say the problem was more just their defense. I mean, you cannot allow 106 points.
First and foremost.
Slovenia, they have Luka Doncic. They started doubling him anywhere on the court in the first minutes. The other guys were shooting wide open shots. There were no rotations, wide open threes to get good, feel into the rhythm. And then they stopped doubling Luka and just allowed him to cook Roman Sorkin. And I mean, Luka cooks the best defenders in the NBA. Roman Sorkin is not a, above average defender even in Europe. So
I don't know. I would just add that stop underrating Slovenia. That's all from my side.
Wow.
What the hell, man? What is this flip?
Nah, to me it was crazy that Israel couldn't use the situation. Like, Luka got 2 fouls in 17 seconds. By the way, the first one or the second one was a bad call from the officials. I just spoke with Todd, and he said that the one he got, a charge that he got, was a wrong one. Because in the fourth quarter, it was kind of the same play, just... Slovenia was attacking again, and the defender actually got the foul. So Luka was right for complaining for that call, but just one of those 2 calls.
I mean, when you are complaining about every call, sometimes you are going
but
to
that
be
second
right,
call was actually good, But 2 fouls in 17 seconds, and to still win the game with him with 4 fouls in the middle of the third quarter. Again, it tells a lot about I would call it second unit, but it's not a second unit. It's just guys around Luka Doncic. But again, in this Eurobasket, I saw many stretches where they did really good job playing without Luka Doncic, and I think that's huge. So kudos to all those guys on Slovenia national team.
So now you're jumping on their bandwagon.
I was always on their bandwagon. I was always on their bandwagon. You can watch the podcast from 2021 when BasketNews.com started.
2021? We are talking about this summer.
This Slovenian team, man.
I told everybody that I don't like the habits. I don't like how they act. I don't like Luka Doncic's habits. Guys, I was always the one. You guys put Israel over Slovenia in your predictions. Who am I talking to?
Guys,
please help me. Send me some help.
No.
To Vilnius, Čiurlionio Gatvė, in this studio. This is a tough crowd, Ramelis. This is
not a tough crowd. Everybody underrated Slovenia before the tournament, and I think we did that rightly so. And now they just win against Israel, and now, I always supported them. This is not how it goes. I mean, I think people who are watching will understand this.
Yes. And guys, if you want to keep up with all the Eurobasket stuff, including social media posts that are engaging and make you laugh, make you feel good emotions, go to Basket News Instagram account, go to basketnews.com for your latest news, updates, and all that. And of course, subscribe to this YouTube channel for quick, hot reactions right after the games. Notification bell on too. Thank you.